how to cost the various plant assets. We've learned how to depreciate them, how to change the estimates of depreciation. Now we have to account for getting rid of these plant assets. Okay, so the first instance, we decided to just scrap the machine. This means we just stop using it, we're going to get rid of it, we're not selling it for anything, we're just getting it off our books and scrapping it. We don't get anything for it when we sell it. So what do? First of all, we give you the information that as of the last balance sheet date, the machine was on the books for $10,000 with accumulated depreciation at that point of $8,000. So the first thing we want to do is update the depreciation expense and accumulated depreciation to the date of the sale. So we have to account for the depreciation from January 1 through September 1, which would be 8 months. So we would, on 9/1, we go depreciation expense and I'm going to say it's depreciating at a rate of $100 a month, so that would be $800 to update it. And we would go accumulated, I'm abbreviating here, our accumulated depreciation would be $800. So now when we update that, we have $8,800 as our updated accumulated depreciation. So we've updated it to the date of the sale. Okay, now we can just scrap the machine. And how do we do that? Well, the machine is on the books for $10,000. We know that has to come off the books. So we would credit the machine the $10,000 to get it off the books. We know that we have to get the accumulated depreciation off the books because you can't have that account there without the machine. So we would be debiting our accumulated depreciation on this machine for the $8,800, and any difference between what the machine is on the books for, the cost, and the accumulated depreciation would be regarded as a gain or a loss on the disposal of the machine. So in this case, we would have a loss on the disposal of $1,200. Okay. So that would be the first instance. It's really a two-step process: update to the depreciation to the date of the sale, and then remove the equipment or the machinery from the books. Another way to calculate the gain or loss on it, just to think about it, is it's the difference between the book value and the proceeds. The book value being the cost of the machine minus the accumulated depreciation to date would be $1,200. Okay, so this is the book value right now. We didn't get, the proceeds was $0. Okay, so we didn't get anything, we just scrapped it. And so the loss in this case is the $1,200. So that's two different ways to conceptualize the loss. You can plug it as the difference here, or you can kind of figure out what it is. Okay, so that's the first scenario when we simply scrap the machine. Let's see what happens if we actually sell the machine. Okay, so here's number 2. We're going to sell it for $2,000, and that's the same. I guess I could splurge and write 4, sell for $2,000. So same deal. The first step is update to the depreciation to the date of the sale. So we would make this journal entry. I'm not going to make that again because we kind of already did that. So then when we come down to removing the machine from our books, it's the same deal. We say, okay, we know the machine comes off the books for what it's on the books at, which is $10,000. We know that the accumulated depreciation that goes with that machine also has to come off the books for the $8,800. In this instance, though, we got cash of $2,000. And you can see that this does not add up. And so in this instance, we actually end up with a gain on the sale, and it's a sale, not just disposal, of 800, okay? If we wanted to compare this, we had the book value is the 1,200, the proceeds were 2,000, the proceeds more than the book value, so we had the $800 gain. Okay, now let's try another one. Let's see, scenario 3. Let's see, that's example 2. Oh yeah, now we're just going to sell it for 500. Let's see what happens with this. You can see this isn't going to be quite as happy a story. But it's a basic same entry. You take the machine off for the 10,000. Sorry if this gets a little repetitive. Do the accumulated depreciation that we have updated to the date of the sale for 88. Record the cash of 500. So when we look at these and try to add them up, we realize that we have a loss on the sale of the machine, a loss on the sale or disposal. I guess it's just as easy to say loss on the disposal of the machine, of, I believe that comes out to 700. Okay? And if we wanted to see how that works, well, our proceeds, the book value is still the 1,200, but now we only get 500. Proceeds less than the book value, and so that gives us our loss of 700. Okay, so that's really what you need to know about disposing of plant assets.